Hello everyone and welcome to the fifth and final round of this year's 29th edition of the Space Coast Open. Excited to be back for the final round commentary. I took a bit of a longer break than anticipated, but not to be worried. We'll spend enough time with every single position just to make sure that everything is clear for everyone. You guys get some ideas of what's going on. Hopefully we'll find some cool positions and you guys will enjoy it. But before we get started with the games, let's do a quick recap of the standings. So right now we have a sole player with 4 out of 4 in the Grandmaster, Zhu Chao. He's had his ups and downs with positions, maybe with a couple of misses, but he's certainly, some of the players have definitely given him some run for the money, but right now he's leading the tournament with 4 out of 4, joined by Scott Raymer, who's on 3.5, and they're paired against each other, so it's gonna be interesting to see how those two are doing in their game. Then we have Joseph One, who was the last game going. Unfortunately, he was winning, but unfortunately for him, wasn't able to convert, and the game ended up in a draw. And so it's him, Vincent Stone, Nick Moore, Venkat Raghav, who are all on 3 points. Oh, and Siddharth Singh. I skipped one. So 3 players, but 2 players with 4 and 3.5 are playing each other. And then we have 5 players with 3 points paired against each other, 1 going down. So with that said, I think we're ready to go into the games and start our commentary. Hi Dylan, great that you're back. I'm so glad you're back. Hope everything is going still very well. Before we left off, I just wanted to kind of, reinstate what has happened in this game between Vincent Stone and Van Joseph. If you guys remember, I mentioned that this was a blunder and or a mistake. Looks like the engine has agreed with me, because after this move, White has had some ideas with utilizing his bishop pair, and especially Queen G5 trading queens was not a very wise idea, because without the queens on the board, without the possibility of some mates, there were quite a bit of ideas for White to grab a lot of the pawns. So this was the mistake. The engine was saying rook e8 here, seems like, to protect that pawn. Maybe it makes sense. I think we were discussing something like this as well, because you cannot take there. This was hanging, and then maybe black would try to go some e5 later, and then eventually, push this pawn too so that it's not hanging, and, slowly improve. But without the queens on the board, his life was a bit more difficult, and maybe some more ideas were possible here after bishop e2, but as soon as black played bishop f3 to trade that bishop, it was game over, because, and when I say game over, I mean it was a draw, because there's no way for black to find any sacrificial ideas. White can simply stay with the king, and there's no entrances, no way to sacrifice. They exchange back to go into a king and pawn endgame. And so they agreed on a draw after a few more moves. So we kind of went offline around the right time. I guess they got some rest. I got some rest too. I needed some rest. I haven't mentioned it actually earlier, but I started feeling a bit dizzy. This is something that's been going on a bit with me. I don't know what's going on. I gotta figure it out. But yeah, I got this vertigo kind of thing happening. I'm not feeling good when those things, maybe you guys had them, I don't know, when you feel that the earth is turning around. And so that is the reason why I took off a bit earlier, but you know, it's only when I was sure that it will be a draw. So hopefully it will go away. I'll make sure to get checked. But let's get into the games and see how serious are we going to expect Grandmaster Zhu Zhangchao is gonna be to try to win 5 out of 5 in this tournament. I think it's pretty serious, but it remains to be seen, right? So d4. Oh, good. Everything looks good. d4, knight f6, c4, g6. Ooh, black went for a Grunfeld. Check that out. That's actually pretty interesting. I haven't seen Grunfeld in a while. Definitely not in this tournament. Here. There are a lot of lines, by the way, for white to play. One is to take in d5. Another one, like, you can go e3, you can go knight f3. I used to play knight f3. After knight f3, you can go e3, you can go bishop f4, you can go bishop g5 is more typical. You can also take, of course, I remember growing up, this was a line that I was playing quite a bit. But this is kind of what black wants from the Grunfeld. They actually want to take there, get their bishop in g7, put pressure, and, you know, it might not be so easy for... Oh, bishop b5. This is new. I'm actually not familiar with this move, bishop b5. This was a line I was playing. Rook jack down, and after castle, rook c1. No, this wasn't it. I wasn't playing knight f3. I was playing bishop c4, knight e2. Because with the knight in f3, they can go bishop g4 and pin you. But here, if they go bishop g4, white will have f3. And then after this move castle, I would usually, you know, play bishop e3, rook c1, castle, and I would try to hold on to my center. This is a possible line that you can consider to play. Okay, so I'm not just, that's why I'm not familiar with bishop b5, because I never played knight f3. I mean, I might have played it in a blitz, and I realized that I don't like the pin, you know, with bishop g4, so that's why I would just, you know, put the knight somewhere different. Now, queen c2. Interesting. Interesting choice for... So, basically, white wants to play this position. It's quite symmetrical, though. But they got the bishop. So definitely bishop b2 will be the next move for white here. And he will get his pawn back eventually. I think he might not be in a rush, because if you take that pawn, then this diagonal opens up, so black can go rook b8, bishop b7. But if you don't play queen takes e6 and you're going to blockade it, say with the queen in c5 or something, then it's going to be harder for him to actually do something. Oh, he went for bishop h6, not for bishop b2. Okay. All right. Rook. Rook e8, I think he has to play. Rook d8 allows for this move. When you go here, white to move and win. Should I do that thing again? Back rank is an issue. This rook needs to go away. Kaboom. Oh, wait, maybe it's not that. Maybe he just moves the bishop. Oh, that doesn't work. I was so excited about the move. Queen takes c6. Wait a second. Oh, wait. No, I was right. It's just not there. It's just not there. My bad. White to move and win. Can you find it? White to move and win. So we're going to utilize two important things. Back rank and g7. Mate. So, in order to utilize back rank, you need to deflect the queen. So it's clearly a queen move. Where do you put it? Did you find it? Queen b2. Fancy schmancy. Alright, trying to deflect, and this bishop cannot protect that square. Okay, this is cool. This is really cool. I like that. Yeah, Citizen Eric, hi. Welcome. Yeah, Queen b2. And then it's gonna be game over. Free rook. Rookie. Brilliant. That's nice. So he probably has to go rook e8 then. But that's an interesting trap because you're so tempted, you know? You're so tempted to go rook d8 because it's an open file. And if you think rook d1 doesn't do anything to you because you're looking at this move that I was playing myself earlier, you can say, no big deal. I can just develop my bishop somewhere. Just take it out, you know? That's okay. That's okay, SQ Smith. No worries. No worries. I didn't find it in the first place either. I was going for the wrong move. And, you know, this position is equal. But Queen b2 is kind of fancy, right? So now you can see ideas. It's very important. I don't know, you know, I never know all of, you know, my viewers' ratings, what it is, or, you know, or if they feel that there's something to learn from the stream. But I'm hoping you try to get a couple of points and then utilize them in your own games. Like here, for example, you're not just going for one threat, you're going for two. Even queen takes c6 was technically going for two threats, deflecting the queen and the rook. But the problem was this queen is protected. That's why this move doesn't work, because he doesn't need to take. So with queen b2, the reason it works is because we actually don't want that. Our main threat is checkmate. We want this and the rook. So the checkmate, though, is more important. And so once they figure out some kind of move to defend it, then you know the bishop doesn't move and that rook doesn't get covered by something else. So, oh man, I'm really curious what's going to happen here. I feel like I want to stay on this game until I see black's move. If he plays rook e8, I'm just going to be like, oh, whatever, fine, let's go to the next one. But if he plays rook d8, I'll be like, okay, let's stay on this game. Like, you know, let's see. It's like a double attack. Yeah, multi-attack. The more pieces you attack, the merrier. The better it is for you. Because for your opponent, it's much more difficult to stop multiple threats than it is to stop one. And also multiple threats sometimes are not always seen, you know. One threat alone will be seen. Just, how bad is the light if I leave it this way? Is it too bad? Hopefully not. Okay, we'll be back to the game. Let's catch up with the other ones. Board 2, we had Venkat Rangov versus Van Joseph. What kind of Sicilian did they play? Some close one. Aha. Rosolimo. Sounds good. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you being here. Rosolimo. So in the Rosolimo, Black plays e6 and gets the knight in e7 and does not allow this trade to happen because he takes back with the knight. Wait, the move was played. Oh, he played rook e8. He saw it. He saw the idea. Okay. Alright, never mind. So, if you play any other move, if white wants to take the knight, this is the moment that they have to take it. This is where they have to take it. If they don't take it, then knight e7 is going to be played exactly like it was here, and now you won't be able to take it. So with white, you can say, well, I didn't put the bishop there because I wanted to take it. I just wanted it to come over on this diagonal. In that case, sure, you're perfectly fine to play c3. And you have to if you want to hold your bishop, because if you plays a6 and b5 and you go there, then c4 actually wins your bishop, so you cannot do that. That's why c3 is important, to save your bishop, because you don't want to give it up for the knight. I don't know why white decided to push e5. I think it might be a bit too early to make that move. Probably other ideas were possible too. I would prefer, let's see if this works. Thanks. Maybe we take first on IC3 and then d5. Yeah, because of the pin, he's got to go back, and then we might even have d5. And we're opening up. When you have a rook on the same file as the opponent's king, you always want to think of ways to actually open up the file to reach the king. So this is kind of nice. Queen back, d5, yeah. Okay, but he played e5. No move, no response by black just yet here. But when you play that too early and you haven't played d4, black usually has this idea, and they give themselves a nice outpost in the center, open up their bishop. That's the reason why you typically want to play d4 first and then e5. So you want to transpose to a pawn structure that's similar to the French, where you close their bishop and you put pressure in the center, or you give yourself more space in the center. Yes, you're looking at the right thing, SQ. You're looking at the right thing. This is a good way for you to improve in this position. Because you're giving yourself some extra squares of space, and then you can go for e5 next move, or you can capture in d5. You have the option. When you push e5, you're getting rid of your options. So yeah, you got it right. Very good. Catching up with board 3. Oh, c4. Okay. Yeah, Nick Moore has played a game before, and he played h3 here in the past. I forgot which game it was, but he had played h3. This move is, to me, a bit surprising because I don't find it unpleasant if the bishop goes there. I think then you can play h3 and force black to give up the bishop, and you're happy if you get the bishop. Your bishop will be open on the diagonal. After all, that's the reason why you play g3, to try to get your bishop opened. Yes, they can still play c6 indeed, but then, you castle. Your bishop will go back. Eventually, you can go e4. Maybe you will hide with the king, and then f4 is start pawn march, and this would be kind of nice. Mm-hmm. Ah, he wanted this interesting setup. Okay. Uh-huh. So black is preparing for b5, and white says, no, you can't play it. This is nice. That's very good. That's very good. Bishop b2 is another idea. Or bishop a3 for white to put some pressure, get you to capture in the center, then I'll take back with the pawn, and then I have the center control and you got nothing. Improvement moves can include king h2. This queen, TBD where you want to develop it, I'm not so sure. Because when you go a4, you stop b5, but in the same time you're also kind of giving up that outpost. So the square c2 or d3 where you might put it otherwise are now controlled, and then e2 you have a knight on that square for now. So it might not be so clear where the queen is gonna go, but that remains to be seen. But yeah, bishop a3, you can put rook c1. Maybe you'll just put the queen in d2, other rook can come here. And eventually you'll think about either going for d5 or capturing in c5. It remains to be seen. But the thing about these positions that you guys want to remember is that when you fianchetto your bishop in g2, right, you don't want it to get locked by the opponent or by your own pawns. Yeah? So you fianchettoed your bishop, you want it to keep it open. If you go d5, you're going to block it. So that is a move that you'll probably try to avoid. Oh, this was played actually. Okay, so all pieces got traded in b5, and now we have this position. It's quite equal, but I like white a bit better with the bishop pair. I'm just not super sure what exactly it is that they can do. Yeah, you want to keep the diagonal open, sure. Maybe some rook a7. You can also go rook a8, but rook a8 is only going to lead to some trades. You could also just capture here to see how he recaptures, but it's not so much advantage for white. I think black has done a pretty good job at their development, and I feel that, you know, this h3 move is just allowed black to push some pawns on that side of the board and give themselves some space, something that, you know, otherwise you wouldn't have as easily. Was this a Dutch or a Nimzo-Indian? Let's see, Nimzo-Indian. All right. So big thing for the Nimzo-Indian, and I cannot stress enough when you're learning openings, make sure you're paying attention to key squares. This is what white wants to do, and this is what black wants to do. So both players are going to fight for the control of the e4 square, okay? It's very important. So there are various moves that white can do that with. They can go queen c2, which is what happened in this game. They can actually say, I don't care about it, you give me your bishop pair, and go for this line. And after that, they will play something with e3, get their pieces out. and maybe f3 and e4, or just e4 directly, depending on how black manages to take control over the square. They can also just pretend like they don't care about the square. They can also play f3, knight f3. Even bishop d2 is a move here. There are quite a bit of moves that white can play in this position. I personally have played this line for quite some time with white pieces, and I think I've liked it. Knight c6, knight here, d6, and a3. So as soon as black play d6, you know that they're most likely going to give up the bishop for the knight, and usually actually you want to take with the queen since you put the queen in c2. But then when they play d6, what you know about that move, sorry about that strange arrow, is that they are trying to support e5. So they're putting their pawns on dark square because they are ready to give up the bishop here. So a3, queen takes. Yeah, now black could have played here and here. And white's plan would be on the queen side. Notice how white has more space here. So there go b4, bishop b7, and then proceed with their development. But h6 was played by black. That's a surprising move to me because I don't believe white really wanted bishop g5. Okay, so white played e3 instead of bishop b2 first. Okay. Knight e4 and f1. Okay. All right. So as black has taken control over that square, we cannot afford to leave the knight there for too much. But we don't want to trade it because we do have quite a bit of space and he doesn't have so much. So if you go knight e1, your plan is to go f3, chase the knight away, and then prepare to go e4. You could also consider one of these pushes as well. So you have to see in which circumstances which one is better. Looks like black just decided he doesn't want his knight to be harassed, so he just left on his own. He just was like, I don't care about that knight. Let me just leave. Okay. I would still play f3. And you can... e4 won't work immediately, but you can try to improve the position of the knight, either bring it like this or here to support e4, or to attack that pawn. So this is a nice improvement. And again, as I mentioned, you could try some d5 and then c5 as well. You need to break through the position. You need to try to find a way to open it up. On board 5, we had this Hungarian idea where black does not develop his bishop to c5. These are the main moves against the Italian. Bishop there or knight here. Knight here allows the fried liver idea. Bishop c5 maintains the diagonal open, so you don't go knight g5. Okay. So we have seen this in another game. Jacori seems to be playing this. And you're basically getting a really nice setup with the black pieces, as if you're playing a Chigorin with black. Chigorin being a line in the Rui Lopez. And white doesn't get d4 too easily. So typically white develops, and looks like that's what white did here. Knight back to c6 to control the square. Besides, the knight was in the rim, so it required improvement. h3. And white finally played d4. Oh my bad. I'm so sorry. here, here. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised black did not take. Can take on 95. 95 is, if you want to play more for the win, if you want to keep more pieces, this keeps, you know, more pieces on the board. You got the idea to go bishop e7, put additional pressure on that. Bishop g5 will be met with h6. Or you could probably take, and bishop b7 in this case. Still to put pressure, and maybe wanted to go d5 and get rid of your weak pawn. Hold on. Thank you, Ulan. Okay. So, what do we do here? Do we take or do we go bishop b7? He went bishop b7, but I don't know. I feel like taking it just makes a bit more sense, you know? It just makes a bit more sense. Just a bit. Bishop d2. If I go here, I have to be mindful about g5. The bishop goes back, and my bishop is kind of stuck here. I don't really have much to do. Show you, Regina? I'm just having a bit of sugar. I've had earlier today. I've had this vertigo, and now I want to make sure that's not gonna happen. And usually, if I have sugar, it's fine. This past week, I've had a few occasions where I just felt really dizzy, and yeah, this happened this morning. I was doing so great. The commentary is going great. I had so many people watching too, got some subscriptions, and then suddenly it happened, and I felt that the earth was turning around so much. And so, yeah, so I just bought these. Well, I received them as a present, so I don't know what they're called. It's just some little cookies. I'm gonna bring Regina. Oh my god, we also had 2 draws. Oh man. Okay, I'll bring Regina to show you guys. One moment. Hello, peoples. I'm Regina. For those of you who don't know, there's my cat. She is a senior citizen at this point. I remember the time that she was a baby. She was a kitten. Yeah, her name is Regina. And she's almost 8. She's gonna turn 8 in a few months. It makes me kind of, you know, worried. I don't know how long cats live, how long she will live, but I hope more time. The more the merrier, right, cutie? Yes. She's a cutie, and she likes chess. She likes to play with the chess pieces, with my actual chessboard. And I think she's quite intelligent. When I'm doing my chess training in the morning, she kind of saw that was trying to be disciplined, to actually do it every day. And she would get on top of the table, right in front of the other side. I usually have the white pieces, so she would be behind the black pieces, sitting there literally for a few hours while I work on chess. She doesn't move. She just sits there with me to make sure that I get my chess work done, right? Oh, I'm talking about you. Of course you know. Yes. So she also has a chess name, Regina, which in Romanian, which is my native language, it means the queen. So she's a queenie. She's my queenie. She's my chess coach. Yes, I love you. Yes, I love you, cutie. All right, so we had a draw here. I cannot believe WGM Regina. Yes, she should be given a title for sure. Should be the first cat that gets this title, right, Reggie? Okay. So after Queen C6, oh, they traded everything. Okay. I guess Grandmaster Zhu Zhangchao just wanted to secure his first place. It makes sense, I guess. He's on 4 out of 4. His opponent is 3.5. If he draws, he secures first place. $2,000 and the trophy. Congratulations to Grandmaster Zhu Zhangchao. I think he kind of hoped, maybe I don't know. Maybe he hoped, or he set up this trap. For those of you who joined in later, he set up this trap with rook d8, and that would be a blunder, because after rook d1, your only move is queen b6, and here white to move and win. That is a weakness, and the back rank is a weakness, so queen b2, deflection, and double attack. And there's nothing that black can do when they defend the mate. The queen is captured, and yeah. But black ended up playing rook e8, so that idea didn't work, and yeah. Can you make that much money on chess? I don't know how much money you think I make, but no, you don't make much money. You just make decent money to live. Maybe above average. I don't know, just a bit around average, above average. Depends on the year. I mostly teach, and I'm dabbling with my streaming on and off. I want to keep it more on. More on. I want to do more streaming. But it does depend. Like, if I have enough students that I can support myself, I can do streaming for fun mostly and share my passion. But yeah, I don't make much money for streaming, if that's what you're wondering. From playing, I have to spend a lot of money, right? Hi there, Beats. So yeah, you gotta try to do what makes you happy. Money can certainly have some pluses, but there are things that you can do that actually make you happy. So that's what I'm trying to do. Oh, wait. It shows draw, but maybe they are still playing? No, it does show that the players have drawn in this position. Okay, it's a pretty equal position. They're going for sharing maybe third place, potentially. We'll have to see. Regina, what's up, baby? What's up, girly? What do you think about this next position? So we are back to this one where we saw that some trades happened. Queen got to f5. Okay, and now white took in c5. So black has to capture with a pawn, right? You're so insecure? You mean insecure like emotionally or insecure financially? Wait, what happened? The result disappeared. I'm confused. The result disappeared in that game. I don't know what to say, guys. I don't know. Wait, I have to ask. Oh, emotionally? Yeah, I'm very insecure myself. It's tough. You got to work on that. Uh, Not super insecure, but I am insecure occasionally. You're scared of people? Why? Why? That what's gonna happen? People are scary. Scary, scary people. Did that game actually end or not? I don't know, guys. Oh, well, there's so many balanced positions in this round, actually. This is one I like. I like that pawn structure, reminiscent of some King's Indian. But White's plans on the queen side are gone, so he has to look on the king side a bit, which is not going to be easy. Oh, you know what? You know what? If you do what makes you happy, if you do what you're doing, Regina, if you do what makes you happy, you don't need to worry about what people say or think, because you care about yourself only. Nobody's gonna, what, in 10 years you won't even remember some random person said I don't know what, you know. Don't just focus on what you want. Look at your improvement over time. Don't look at from today to tomorrow. That's not the right approach. That's always gonna be tough, because you know, some days you just do a little bit and you don't see it. You don't see it from today to tomorrow. You have to look for long-term improvement of yourself to become a better person, to learn more things, and try to work towards goals. That's what I found has been helping me, is if I have a goal in mind and I'm setting it for, you know, short periods of time, I have a bigger one, but I think about short periods of times to try to improve. And if I do that, then things are going to work out much, much better for me. Right, Regina? Because I don't get to worry too much. Wow, she's still here. You guys can see her. Regina, you're going to sit here now at the table, right in front of my computer? I won't be able to work. You want to stay here? Okay, she will stay here. We're gonna switch this. You guys know she's here. That's all you need to know. All right. Boom. Boom, boom. Ooh, King March. Let's see how this got in there. From the French. Oh, a3 line. Okay, a3 line. White played h4, so, okay. This line with a3, White wants to play b4 and kind of force you to decide whether you're gonna take or push forward. Okay, or you can take here, pawn recaptures anyways. This pawn recaptures both ways. But usually they take in d4, because if they take here, sometimes you can actually take like that too. Yes, Regina always requires pettings. She's a demanding girl. She's actually quite funny. Like, sometimes she just doesn't want anything from me. She just leaves and just wants me to leave her alone. She's unhappy if I take her. But other times she just comes to me for petting. It just depends on her moods. She's a mood girl. What she dislikes the most is when I travel for a tournament. She dislikes that a lot, because I leave her at home. I have someone who comes check in on her every day, but she stays at home. Last year it was the toughest year for me, because I had to pay my former neighbor to take care of her for about half of the year. I was kind of homeless, but not in a bad sense. I just didn't have a home. I wasn't, you know, and I didn't have a home for like 10 months, kind of. So that was not very fun, to have to pay for someone every day to take care of her, because I couldn't take her with me. And not all hotels accept pets, you know. And even if you make her emotional support, some hotels don't accept cats. They accept dogs, but not cats. So, Luigi, you're gonna fall. You're gonna fall. Oh, that was her. That was her. Hey, hey, you messed up. You messed up the board. I wanted to see how those people got into this position. All right, so let's see. Let us see. How did they get into this position? G3? Yeah, so black is going to try to come here, but he has blocked the opening of the center. Now, he cannot open up the center anymore. So you can focus on a kingside attack because the position is blockaded and white's got more space on the king side. So eventually he will play some f4, f5, or just simply knight g5, queen f3, and try to go for that square. Oh, she left. See, that was enough. That was enough of her. I hope you guys liked her. Be sure to come back on stream. Follow if you haven't followed yet. If you want to see Regina occasionally. Usually when people ask me to bring her, I do. Not all the time. Sometimes she's sleeping and she does get a bit mad. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're taking me away from my sleep. From my sleep schedule. I need to be awake at night, so I need to sleep during the day because I take care of you, human, at night because nobody takes care of you. So I need to be the king of the house. Protector. She's the protectress of the house at night. Interesting. Interesting. So castle. Castle. Yes. I've seen this idea being played. So it's opposite side castling, and now both players are going to try to attack the other kings. Knight g7. Okay. And black decided to close the position. Yeah, I mean, if he takes here, just, I think he can take back. It's protected, should be fine. Yes, white's attack was going on the king side, so that's why he castled. That's indeed correct. That makes sense. It's typical. But now I'm not sure. He might have wasted some time. I don't know why he didn't go for f5 or... If you don't push your pawn soon enough, the opponent will. So if you do that and we take, then you might even have the opportunity to later play e5 with black. You know? It's just, I don't know if that move was necessary. And now you gotta deal with some potential sacrifices. Like king c7, you see, I don't like staying on a check queen like that. Obviously, I can see there's a pawn there, but if that pawn is gone, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good for white. I think white is ready to play b3 to open up. And if you take, let's see if you guys can guess what would be white's continuation here. This tournament is taking place in Florida. In Florida. I was going to show you something, but I forgot what I was going to show you. In Melbourne, Florida. I always forget the word, the name of the city. Yeah. Hi, it's Chico. It's Le Chico. How are you doing, Le Chico or Le Chico? And I'm actually home. I'm doing commentary from home. New home is in Kentucky. That's why I can show you Regina, because I'm home. Which is nice. I was debating whether going there or not, but I decided to stay home for this time around. I've been traveling quite a bit, and I'll travel even more in the summer. So I just kind of, it's nice to be home one weekend, you know? Yes, C4, good. Good. That's what I was thinking, C4. C4, try to open things up here. If you take back, kaboom. That's why King C7 is just kind of strange. It's a strange placement of the king. The king should go towards A8. I don't know what it's doing in C7. And B3 was indeed played, so now white is trying to open up the position on that side of the board. I'm doing all right. How are you doing? No, I'm originally from Romania. And when I came in the US, kind of moved around. I lived in Maryland, Texas, North Carolina, and now here in Kentucky, and just kind of, I guess, still trying to find my place on this earth. It's kind of tough when you're from a different place and then you move, and you know, you need to find your place. You need to find a place where you're calm. And you're from Texas? Nice. Which place in Texas? I was in Lubbock, Texas, and to tell the truth, I wasn't a fan of West Texas, but maybe you're from a bigger city. Oh, so board 1 is still playing. Board 1 is still playing. This is surprising to me, because no moves have shown for 20 minutes. Okay, I've asked the arbiter to check in on board 1, because apparently board 1 is still, they're still playing. It's not a draw. They didn't accept a draw. You live in the woods. Do you like their fried chicken? So to tell the truth, I haven't tried fried chicken here yet. I guess I should. I have not tried their fried chicken. I should, I guess, but I didn't. So yeah. My bad. I have tried, they have this this drink. The ginger ale drink is called Ale8. It's originally from here. It's actually, I like it much better than the ginger ale, the original. So Ale8, if you can get it in your location, it's pretty good. If you like ginger ale. I think it's made a bit better than the, normal can of ginger ale. Of course, they're famous for for alcoholic drinks, but you know, I don't drink much, so I haven't really tried those either. I'll probably look into it when I have to go back home. I might get some for my dad, but okay. So this position seems quite equal. Are we gonna see a lot of draws in this round, you guys? Do you think we're gonna see draws? Because everything seems so equal, besides this game, that this game is gonna get sharp. Because, you know. Oh, I see what happened on board one. I see what happened on board one. So, you know, there's a rule in the tournament that you cannot offer draw for 30 moves. And I think they accepted the draw before. So they might have to play more. I'm not sure what's gonna happen. Okay, they can repeat the position. They can repeat it. And it will be a draw. I mean, it's kind of hard. Like, if the players accepted a draw already, to ask them to play more is not easy, I gotta say. I don't know what's happening. Maybe they are still playing? Or maybe they wanted to claim a draw and then the tournament director told them no? Who knows? Who knows what happened? Maybe we'll see some more moves, but anyways. Let's see. Okay. Anyways. That game is probably a draw anyways. I don't know why it's not showing, but anyways. You're gonna go for a walk. Sounds like a good plan. Walks are good. Walks are good, especially if your weather where you are is good. White is getting a bit of advantage here, by the way, with the rook in a7, putting some pressures. Just Lover, hi again. How are you doing? Yeah, we're liking white, but progress is hard to make. But the reason we're liking white is the bishop pair and the passed pawn and the rook in a7. So 3 small, tiny little advantages that could eventually be converted to a win. And then this one maybe Oh, I think you're talking about that game, not pre-planned, but there was that game that they actually gave 0 to both players. It was played between Dubov and Nepo, or Dubov and someone, and they were just the knight play you're talking about, Dylan? Hi there, that's me in the corner. How are you doing? Yeah. And they just had this knight play, and then they were given 0 point. I think that was kind of odd. I mean, if someone wants to make a draw, they'll get a draw, whether you enforce it or not. I think that's the truth. That's the cruel truth, but I mean, how are you gonna you're not gonna be the KGB and just check everything, you know? Just make sure nobody gets to talk to anyone else, you know. You cannot control it. If someone wants to agree on a draw, you know, they will. I mean, it's the sad truth, but it's true. I actually like it in a way that the organizers are enforcing this 30 move rule or no draw offers at all. But in a way, you know, it's part of the game. In chess, a draw is part of the game. So, you know, taking that away is just a bit strange. It's a bit strange, you know, because, I mean, it's kind of like I tell you you can't eat anymore. It's just okay. At some point, if you have food in the fridge and you're hungry, you're gonna go to the fridge and grab yourself some food and you're gonna eat it. Like you're not you know, unless I restrict you from eating it, like actually, you know, take food away from you, keep you restricted someplace, God forbid. You know, those things happen to some people, but you know, on a normal circumstance, if I just tell you you can't eat anymore and you're in your home and can do whatever you want, you're hungry, you're gonna eat. I think it's kind of like that. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It's a tricky situation. It's definitely a tricky situation, but I think if you want to find a way to bend the rules, you will find a way to bend the rules. The problem with that game is that White has tried, but not hard enough. Because the way the game went is just super symmetrical. You cannot expect they can try to do much, you know, anymore. But back to our games here. So actually what I was saying earlier, I lost my train of thought, is that, you know, if someone is trying to get something, they will try to get it. But I respect that organizers, you know, they're putting a lot of effort and a lot of money into popularizing a tournament, making sure it runs smoothly. They want to have people watching, they want more people to come in next time. So in order to popularize the event, you do want to have some strong players playing in it. You want them to show fighting spirit, and you know, for the prizes that you're putting, you want those things to happen. And so that's why, you know, I understand I understand it from both perspectives, that it's nice. It is nice to expect that the players would play, and the players should play. But on another hand, depending on what their plans are for the day, so they're winning the tournament, whether they don't care anymore or something, you know, anything can happen. Okay. Not much has changed in either of these games. Although Black's attack is gonna be a bit slow. White never played e4, which actually turned out good. I want to see how he traded his knight. Ah, like this. I see. And Black did not take. Black probably thought if they take, they're actually helping White, because this pawn controls now everything. That's why they didn't take. And they probably thought if they bring a new piece to the game and if white takes, then their queen is on a better location. But the truth is, it's not really like that. Let's just say black plays e5. Which move should we play? E or A or C? Maybe A. Because the C pawn also controls d5, so I wouldn't want the knight to go there. But maybe if I go here, takes, I'm opening up my rook, and I'll find my way in for other pieces. Whereas you here, I have no way to reach my king, because any of these pawn pushes that will happen, eventually the other one of whites will push next to it, that way keeping the position closed, so I can follow up with their plan, whereas black cannot. But this is the great thing about the situation and about this position. So I actually am liking it for white quite a bit. Look at this beauty. So b3 was played. Remember when I told you that the king in c7 has no future? There's no point to put it there. And if you went king b8 and b3, for example, I guess the same thing could have happened. So maybe he messed up earlier. Yeah, he did. Actually, I did tell you guys. He should have pushed that f pawn earlier to try to trade and get in his rook into play. Yeah, white stands really well here. White is doing really well because they got the pressure, they open up the file, this file is open as well on the king, the bishop can switch back over to g2, the knight is helping with the attack, knight d6 could be played eventually, d5 can be played as well to open up even more, to open up this bishop to come in, to get the chance to bring in the rook, whereas for black, look at that. See, this is the issue. And this is something that I recommend my students is to be mindful about file opening. Like, you need to be mindful where you're placing your rooks. If you place your rooks on some files that are not opened yet and you don't get the chance to open them, you just have wasted so much time. For what? Look at that. Like, he's super ready to do something here. Sure. What exactly is he going to do? Think about it. What exactly is he going to do? Nothing. Why? Well, I tell you why. Because he didn't actually open anything. Those two files are locked. And this king is perfectly safe, and without pushing a pawn in the center, it's bad. It's really bad. Yeah, he should have played f6 pronto. Pronto. Here. Just do it, you know? Just do it. In this game, you know, for white to play f4, it might take some time. Probably doesn't want to. Because this pawn will be weak, and then he would give up this square. So this is a balanced position. This is better for white. This is better for white. This is a balanced position. This is also better for white because black, again, he has brought his rooks. Yes, sure, he has brought them. But then what? What else? What else do you see here? Nothing. Why? Because you didn't open up a file. Mm. Okay. Actually, I like that black moved with the knight from there because it means pretty but useless? What is useless? Are you talking about the rooks or? Oh, rooks, okay. Alright. I wasn't sure what you were talking about. I was like, yeah, these rooks are pretty. Yes, sure, they're gonna help some push, but there's no open file yet, so there isn't so much that you can do with black. Hi, Bishop Stars, how are you doing? Should we take or should we go b5? You know, this is quite a typical idea in these positions. This idea with b5, you see it in king and pawn end games when the pawns, usually you see it like this. Someone pushes two pawns and then you magically bring in your second, and regardless which pawn gets captured, the other one pushes and goes for a queen. So in this situation, you know, if you take here, we'll probably go a6 and then take, and then white is going to deal with that backwards pawn as well as this fast pawn. This is going to be good for him. And if you take here, and probably we do something similar. So now you gotta move the bishop and then rook a7. So white infiltrates on the 7th rank, tries to put on some pressure. Yes, yes, yes. We like it. We're liking it. Okay, he's still thinking, but I do like this b5 move for white, for sure. I think it's nice. Okay, looks like a few moves were played here. Bishop c6 and white played knight d3. He's probably getting ready to push, but why did he have to move the knight? So bishop d5. Maybe this was an option? Is anything else I want to do to play d5, he can block me, but here he cannot stop the trading of the bishops. I would have liked that to happen, because if we trade the dark square bishops, we can take with the queen maybe, and then infiltrate there. Pawn could work too, and then rook a1, but I like the infiltration better. I'm not really sure what's the plan with that move. Huh. Really? Black went for that pawn? I cannot believe that that pawn is important. Oh my god, Dina! Oh my god! 800 people? Wow, thank you, Dina. I appreciate you so much. Uh cheers to Dina. Good morning. Well, it's yeah, I feel like it's morning. I feel like it's just morning because I've been I've been streaming since the morning, but happy Easter if you're celebrating. I don't know if you're celebrating Easter this weekend or not, but if you are, happy Easter. I hope you had a great stream. I really appreciate the raid. I'm going over I'm doing commentary for this tournament that takes place in Florida. And this is the last round, and you're back from from another raid. That's great. That's great. Thank you, Dina, and welcome everyone. Thanks for being here. This is totally unexpected. You made my day. Even if you don't celebrate Easter, I do. So that was the best gift, Dina. Just so you know. Dina is a wonderful content creator, and you should definitely check out all of her social media accounts because she's posting lots of funny and instructional videos too. So be sure to. You're probably following her since you're coming from her raid, but if you're not, if you're on my channel, I hope you're giving her a follow and support all the content that she creates. All right, so let's see. Here we want to build up some attack for white. I'm thinking d5. I definitely want to find a way to open up the position. If we get d5 in, and let's just say he takes, right? My plan is to give up a pawn, like a positional pawn sacrifice, right? So now I just want to get my knight to d4. And if you can get your knight to d4, that's going to be quite impressive. Knight here with tempo, knight back to d4, and bishop back to g2. Black hasn't been able to open up anything on the king side. So we can just, you know, we can just put additional pressure. And the worst piece for black is, of course, this knight is not doing great. But this queen in a6, it stands there to defend, but it's not doing a very good job at defending. And actually, it's going to take forever to try to bring it to attack. And if you put the knight in d4, you know, before maybe you can be worried about the queen coming to e2 and attacking you. But if you put the knight here, that's not going to happen. So that would be pretty bad. 2000 rated game. Don't worry. I'm trying to make it interactive for everyone. I'm trying to don't worry. I'm trying to make a learning experience. It doesn't matter the rating of the people. If you ask the right questions, I think you can learn something from every single person's game. It doesn't have to be too strong. It doesn't have to be too weak. But you can learn something from it. Don't put yourself down, okay? That's very important. Don't put yourself down. Be open to new learnings. Okay. All right, so if this happens, actually, I'll be quite happy with my suggestion of playing d5. I would be super happy because positionally this looks really nice. Really nice. The problem is, you know, you can't sacrifice just yet, and the bishop here is blocking your attack, as otherwise you would consider bishop g2, but you don't want to trade. If he finds this move, it will be nice. Now you can ask me, okay, what if he takes with the bishop? Because if he takes with the bishop, you can have some very takes, and now with the rook. Okay. So he traded an attacker of ours. So we're going to bring a new one, right? I think we bring it here. He goes for b5. Queen somewhere on the c file. And we want to mate, but where? I don't know. Does it matter? c4, there might be rook c5. c2, there's rook c5. Actually, anywhere you go on the c file, there's gonna be rook c5. And if you go here, rook c5, takes. No mate, huh? Hola, guys, welcome. Check. And here. It's killing me. Can't find a mate. Oh. I mean, white should be doing pretty well, but maybe we can force the trades and then rook b7, and white will remain with the bishop here. This knight is dead. These pieces are kind of out of play. You can get a pretty good position, I'd say, here. For sure. So d5. Bishop takes d5. Here. Okay, maybe we have other moves as well. I'm not sure if we do. I mean, we might. We might have some ideas. Maybe we can go queen f3. Attack the knight, attack f7. Hey, this is a cute double attack. I like this one, you know? Just attack some pieces that are weak, and then we move the bishop. Then we hit b7. So that move is just very, very nice. Very nice. If they find it, white find... No! He didn't find it. He plays bishop a1. Bishop a1. He wants maybe this and this. Maybe. I think so. This is actually fancy. This may be even fancier than my d5 because he's just putting pressure. Opening up the queen and the rook. And then threatening some sacrifices. I like it. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, so we're coming back to this game because it's quite sharp. Nothing has happened in this game since we left off. Right? Because rook a7 was played, and I was a bit surprised by the knight move. Because, you know, I thought white, of course, attacked there, but he also wants a rook b7 and start pushing the pawn. So if you go without anyone, you know, forcing you, then maybe rook b7, b4 is something that white can consider, right? What else can white consider here? Bishop d4. Even e4 could be an idea. Maybe white is thinking whether they can go for e4. Because... there's a move for black. There's a move. e4 probably doesn't work. Rook c7. Rook c7 first. If you take, we take back, and it's a draw. It is a draw. It's an equal position. If you move back, then I move the knight, and also. So e4 is tempting. It's a trap. You think you're, you know, if you're not considering well enough what your opponent's gonna play, then basically you're just gonna think, oh, he just needs to move the knight and I take the pawn. But he actually has this cool move. In between move. Blocks your rook, and yeah. Okay. What to do? What to do? Can play bishop takes f6. If you go bishop takes f6 here, I think I go rook b5 or rook b8. Oh, okay, you got a point. I totally missed that. Maybe I'm getting tired. Maybe I need a break, but I'll stay a bit longer. This allows this, so you cannot. This is definitely a winning of an exchange. So after rook b8, I don't know how you plan on defending your pawn. You want to go here? Oh, you got a point. My bad. You got a point. Well found. Well found. I like that. Yeah. Bishop takes f6. Yeah, if you can maintain that pawn, you just win a pawn. You're right. You give up the bishop pair, but you win a pawn. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see a way. 94. I don't. Okay, maybe I can go rook here. But still this. Okay, so e4 is actually a pretty option. I was thinking to do this to start marching the pawn, but your move is better. Black doesn't actually have a way to get the pawn back. Well found, yes. Okay, so he's gonna press here. If he actually plays that, he's gonna start pressing. So this game, we left off in this position where I suggested b5 for white in order to try to break open the position on the queen side, since that is the side of the board where you got more space. But looks like white decided to take, which actually I'm not a fan of, because unless you're sure you find a way to win that pawn. See, I mean, maybe this can work, because at some point you'll have c5, but look at that. On a long term, you basically have helped black. You let black have a protected passed pawn. Why would you do that? It's not ideal. Not ideal at all. When you could have just played b5, and then you would never get a passed pawn there. You would just take in a6 or play a6. You would be the one who would remain with the passed pawn. And if they try to kind of protect or something, that's a move that I didn't consider. I think you can always just maybe start by taking here to make sure that pawn will remain isolated, and then you can switch over on the b file and put pressure, right? This seems quite natural and nice. So I'm not a huge fan of how white decided to proceed here, but let's see what he comes up with. So rook d8 will probably be played. Maybe this to go c5 eventually. Double up on the file, or this other way around. Double up on the c file and go c5. Yeah. I don't wanna give that pawn for this though. You wanna take now, or you wanna trade a pair of rooks and take this one? The reason I don't want this is because I think he can come back. You have to go here. And now I play c4. You can't take because this is hanging. And your only place to keep the pawn protected is this, and then I play here, maybe. I mean, we are far from the game, but maybe queen b6. You want to play queen b6 here? Yeah, but don't you think you're giving black some counterplay? Wait, can I do this? Takes the bishop, taking e2. Yeah, I can do it. If you take, not so good. Not so. And actually, I saw this here. Here, right? I saw it correctly. Okay, I panicked for a moment. But I think I saw it correctly. Wait, it's not over. You can still go h4. Yeah, sorry. Okay, I did. We're threatening way too many checks that you can't stop. Okay, let's go back to your queen b6. Rook takes e3. So you can't do that. You can't go for it. Maybe you'll just protect your bishop. But then I will threaten to take an f3, which will be definitely in black's. It's creating some unpleasantries for black, for sure. For white. Okay, this remains to be seen. He played rook c1 first. I guess he wants to prepare. The point is that, okay, so it depends on what kind of player you are. If you're one of those players that enters time trouble, then probably you have to be mindful on how much time you're going to spend in each position. If you tend to spend time and calculate, tons of variations, if you see some way that you can improve your position without necessarily needing to calculate too much, you can go for that. You're saving time and you're improving your position. Unless it seems that it's one of those positions where it's a very dynamic position where every calculation, like every move matters, then yeah, critical position. But not just critical, but like a very dynamic position. If you think everything matters, then sit there and calculate for a long time. But if you have some opportunities to improve your position, I always suggest people to try it. It saves them time and it saves them getting tired, but also entering time trouble. Especially these days with the time controls that we have, it's so easy to enter time trouble. So easy. Okay, trades happened in this game. Bishop d2. Question is, do we want to trade? Let's test. Rook takes, bishop takes. Sorry. What is happening here, my friends? I thought earlier black was slightly better because I couldn't come up with a plan for white, but I guess white just set their pieces up for trade and it was fine. But if you don't trade, what else are you gonna do? You kind of have to. So does black still have any advantage? I mean, he probably played bishop f8 to try to bring in the bishop on this diagonal. I've seen it come there before. But it's gonna do nothing without the rooks on the board, without entrances. This looks fine. All right. Sanguico, looks like white has followed your suggestion, took there directly, and rook e7. And we actually have the moves that we played earlier. So this is gonna be an interesting game to stay to follow, because extra pawn for white. b4 now. Is it a knight d4? Oh, you're talking about the other game, I think. Oh, b4 was played. Okay, but what does this move really do? Because if you take, I take back. If you play b3, you have to stand with the bishop there. Otherwise, my bishop will get to take an a4. You can't. Your queen is your queen is attacked. First move the queen, then take. But or here you meant take an a3. I still don't know exactly what you're gonna do. Because this is what I want to do. And I think I got most of the things protected here. Like everything is kind of safe. Everything seems safe. But anyways, bishop e3 was played, queen b8. And he can still go bishop d2, and we can get back to that same position. Just the queen is in b8. This might end up in a draw. Black has some kind of pressure on the queen side, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. Changes. So bishop a1, bishop e4. That's unpleasant, actually. This is very unpleasant. I did not see that move. Because if you go rook here, you just lose the pawn. Or maybe you don't care about it. You don't care about it. Bishop f1. Okay, I'll just move my queen. Maybe I take? What is white going to do here? Queen b2 mate? You mean queen b7? It's not mate, there's a bishop. There's a bishop. I'm sorry. It's not a mate. It would be nice if it were. I agree. I totally agree with you. If that were a mate, you know. Ah, how beautiful life would be, but it's not. No worries, no worries. You saw the idea, like that's something I have to think about, that it's an option. I guess, yeah, if you go Bishop G2 also is not a mate because you can see it. I know Bishop E4, I didn't see it. So maybe my D5 would have been a slightly better move because you're just blocking that annoying bishop. I didn't even see that was possible. Yes, sneaky oversized pawns. I'm there with you, mister. I'm there with you. Bishops are pieces we often misjudge. We often misjudge them. Mm. Yes, bishops are people too, bishop stars. Yes, yes. And they are also moderators occasionally to some streams too. Yes. I'm talking about the ones on the board. No means to disrespect. No, you don't disrespect your mods. They need to be there for you. Knight c2. Maybe the queen can come here. And this annoying bishop, yes, is still protecting there. He played the move. He played d5. What? What? He played d5? What's happening here? So now white wants this and this. If you take... This is different than before, because before there's a bishop in c6, but now there's none, so he probably wants to take with the knight. Hi there, move by move. How are you doing? I'm doing alright. I'm doing alright. Been having a strange day. Been feeling a bit teasy. That's why you guys see me more quiet than usually. I'm more energetic. I'm just freaked out because I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. My dizziness is not a normal thing that I experience every day. How is Elshan? I think he's good. I think he's good. Teaching a lot, probably. He's retired from chess, he said, but he might come back and play a tournament in Vegas, as far as I understood. So this actually happened. So we're gonna see probably rook takes, right? I mean, that's why, yeah. And what is gonna happen now if he takes? E6. Bishop e5. Wait, what? What knight c7? How did you get the knight to c7? Oh, you mean this is your plan? Oh, okay, okay. I was like, how did you get your knight to c7? Oh, you wanted to play d6 instead of taking the bishop, but you have a rook down and you want to do that? I don't know, maybe he can just sack the bishop. And if you take, I move my bishop. And if you take this one, I move the other one. And I want another pawn in the process. That's why probably no, you don't want to do that. I think I win another pawn in the process. But I think rook takes b1 is nice. I like your idea to take in d5 with the knight and e6 as a threat. Notorious grizzly bear. So this is the move. Yeah, white, I think white will have compensation because now he's threatening that. He wants to bring in the bishop. This bishop will go to d4. And, you know, technically black has two rooks. Yes, he has an exchange. He's up in exchange. But this rook here in g8 does absolutely nothing. He never really got the chance to open up a file. So white is more than okay there. Some changes happen in this game. I love this knight in the center. Okay, so black is just trying to hold on to the pawn. Just make sure the pawn gets blockaded so that white doesn't advance it. But, you know? There's a really weird noise. It was such a weird noise. Anyways, oh, I was about to suggest rook a8 to trade the rooks. And if he trades, take back, and then go to b8. And then start marching that pawn. That was my suggestion. I thought this was kind of nice, but rook a6 makes sense too. And it's a trap if you go king g7. Kaboom! Let's go. Let's go. Hi there. Raise the curve. Welcome back. So you can't do that. But okay, he's gonna move the knight. Knight where? e4? Knight e4? De nada. Takes. Wait. He loses another pawn? How does he lose another pawn? Knight e4, rook d7, but what about this pawn? You don't care about that one? Oh, yeah. You don't want to take this pawn. You're sneaky, mister. You're so sneaky. Yeah. Yeah. I saw that. I saw it as soon as you were. I was saying, oh, what if I take an f7? But what about this? I can see some stuff too, huh? Occasionally. Okay, you can go rook c7 or rook c6. And I'll take the rook you take here. And maybe I don't lose it just yet. Then I come back knight c6. Okay. At least I think I don't lose it. But you know what? Even if I do, if you're looking at the position, it's opposite color bishops. Ah! Opposite color bishops. bc5 was played. Okay, bc5. bc5. Okay, we can make my move now. How do we win this one? He wants to take and take. Guys, this is headed for a draw. I think this is headed for a draw. Can you come up with an improvement for white in this position? I don't see one, because if you move the knight, you lose b3 potentially. Rook takes f6. That gives up an exchange, right? And then you want to take here and go for f7. Rook c7 is the best you can find. I mean, here I probably don't care. Oh, wait, you want me to take? Maybe I should go there so that I can make you take with the bishop, and then I go king here. Yeah, sneaky. These are sneaky ideas, but I think it's fine. I think it's not a big deal. Let's look at the rook c7. The bishop starts suggest. Wait, rook c7. Don't you lose the piece actually? Bishop stars. You lose the piece, right? This is not good. This is not good. This is tricky. This is kind of a tricky idea. Careful, careful. Yeah. So what's white gonna do after bishop c5? If rooks get traded, I mean, it's headed for a draw, for sure. But you can't move the rook, so you're either gonna give up the exchange, you're gonna go for that line with bishop, rook takes f6, rook a8. That's about it. Those are kind of main things that you want to consider, right? Yeah. Okay, let's see the other game. The other game where white did not go my move b5 when I wanted him to, and now what is he doing trading all these pieces? Okay, you might get in a bishop endgame, but the problem is you just let him with the protected pass pawn. Guys, don't do that. Do not do that. Don't let them do that. Get a pass pawn. If you let your opponent get a pass pawn, it's gonna be so hard for you to deal with that. So hard. Trust me. I'm telling you from own experience. I've done that before. And then you're bound to stop that annoying pawn, and you just don't even know how. Black traded queens, huh? But he traded them in some good circumstance, because now b2 is weak. This is a nice move, I like it. Restricting white's king from approaching. Now he brings the knight. Depends where you move the bishop. This bishop is going to come into play either through there or here. Maybe black can come up with some ideas, you know, because b2 now is going to be the target. This is the target that we need to get rid of so that that a pawn marches forward to promote. It's not easy, my friends. Not easy to deal with. Bishop c7. And I want bishop d3 trade, and yeah, bishop a5 was played. So I still have knight c5, right? Or should I go bishop g5? Knight c5 I'm protecting. I will have these ideas. I'm keeping pressure here, and then I do want to bring in this bishop kind of to attack. This may be good for me. Maybe very good for me, actually. Bishop b4. Okay, I'll go here. Are you attempting to take? Because if you are, I think you're gonna lose. So you can't attempt to take. Ah, you wanna put the bishop in a3? It looks ugly. Ugly bishop. But maybe that's the only way for white to survive if he puts the bishop there. He can't even play f3, bishop, king f2. You gave a protected passed pawn by taking. So no, white is creating it for himself if he takes. He's creating the protected passed pawn for himself, but the problem is he's losing this, and then this is not a protected passed pawn, but is a faraway passed pawn, which is going to be impossible to stop. This d pawn is stopped by the bishop over there, but this one, the a, won't be stopped easily. So, and also black's king is in the box, so that pawn can stop it easily. So that's why I was suggesting that. But white definitely messed up by taking in b4. I think this pawn structure is benefiting black a bit, because he has it easier to attack the b2 pawn. So this is the position right now. Knight c5 was played, and white has to come up with something. Wow, d5, huh? So d5, white is playing very aggressive. Gave up the exchange in exchange for pressure in b7 and potential mating attacks. Now if you go bishop g2, maybe he plans on taking, and he might go rook d7 and cover that. So we need to come up with something different with white. Can you play d6? I mean, we wanted to play d6 when the bishop was there, but now we want to bring the bishop to g2 and put pressure in g7. I think this looks good for white. Definitely looks good. He's gonna defend rook d7 though. Can do that. You can play b6. There's no exact threat, but yes. But isn't that kind of weakening the diagonal? I'll definitely go bishop g2 and try to bring in my queen because of the tempo, and then queen f3, and try to infiltrate with my queen. It's not the end of the world, but it's also not the beginning. Actually, did not do a very good job at guessing my I did not do a good job at guessing white's move. So bishop here with tempo and queen b6. Black is attempting a queen trade, which obviously white needs to avoid. So my question is, what happens after queen d1? Because this is a double attack. Do you see any way for him to defend himself? I don't. If he goes there, we can attack him. And this will be the end of the world. Because we'll have 2 pieces for the exchange. That will be pretty good for us. Okay, so I think after queen d1, it's bad. The position is bad for black. All right, let's circle back to the endgame here. What happened after bishop c6? So rook a8, yes. This is the move that we anticipated. Just trade, and now, okay, white might try some bishop rook b8 and try to figure out a way to push that pawn, but this is something that black can do, get the knight, and then it will be perfectly fine. Okay. A few more things happen here. Queen c2, e4. Okay. So I stabilize the pawn structure there. Now they get to figure out how to get their bishops into play. This one comes easily over here. But what about the light square bishop? What's going to happen to this one? If you go one of those squares, though, you could go c5, trade everything, and then you got the bishop. This is something that white can do. I don't see other improvement for this bishop in e2. It's a bad piece, but it also keeps white king safe. So we're happy for that. Wow. No more moves. We said bishop b4, but it hasn't been played yet. And we're still waiting for white to go queen d1. Mm-hmm. Did you say bishop takes knight here, Sanguico? Take. I believe I have plenty of compensation. Sorry, plenty of advantage here with white. I have a piece and a queen, and another pawn is gonna fall. Yeah, maybe you take d5, but you lose f7, and this diagonal is gonna be super strong. Rook d5, bishop g. Well, maybe let's just take first, and then that should be fine. And then bishop g2. Yeah, bishop pair on the board. I agree. Looks nice for white. So it's white's turn here. He has to find queen d1. Other places are fine too. You can move the queen like a million other places, but you think that's black's best chance to hold? Yeah, because otherwise white will have two pieces for the rook, and it will continue the attack too. You know how they say, you got two pieces. You got the material and the compensation. I always love when people say that. It just sounds so cool. Like, I got everything. I got everything in the position. I'm dominating the game. Okay, no more moves here. All I ever wanted. All I ever wanted. I would play bishop d4 here and try c5, like I said. And this position, I don't even know how you stop bishop g5, bishop c1. I don't see how you can stop that. And also there's this threat too, like I showed you earlier. So black has two ideas that are kind of hard to stop. Okay, nothing else has changed for a while. Let me ask if there are more results. Bishop b4, knight f1. I said this. So if you're gonna knight f1, I'll go here. I need to protect with the bishop in c3 or a3. And then I'll go bishop d3 anyways, and that b2 pawn is mine. I think. Oh, unless you want to do... Oh, I see what you want to do. Okay, I think I got your idea. So you basically want to go... to defend. But I was saying I do this. And yeah, if you take his game over, because I'll take that pawn. But you could go bishop d1. No, that's useless. Sorry, bishop d3. This is hanging. No, this looks bad. Black is for choice in this position. He's definitely for choice in this position. Let's see, did we have any more results? 3 games left. Alright, so there was another game that finished in a draw. Yeah, the e4 pawn is falling in that game, so it's kind of hard to come up with something against that pawn. How can you stop it? I couldn't see a way. So white doesn't have that much time. He needs to rush a bit. See here? Like, what is he thinking about? He definitely should have got the trade. He needs to move the queen. Move it somewhere with tempo. Does he not see queen d1? What do you guys think? Is white not seeing queen d1? Maybe f3 instead of bishop b4. I think I still do the same. I also have this in between check to push your king further. So if you don't go king f2, your king, like let's just say you go bishop c3. And make sure you get kicked away. And then I'm thinking, you know, I look strapped, maybe I do this. But, okay, so you were saying after f3, bishop g5, king f2. So we don't allow bishop e3. Bishop e3 is kind of unpleasant. Maybe they're the same. One way or another, black will win an extra pawn. The question is if they can actually convert it, but to win it, they do. They will. They have confidence. Nothing else has happened here. So I'm told the only games left are game 4 and 5. So probably this game ended in a draw. And I don't know what happened in board 6. But it's decided. We'll find out, I guess. So we only have 2 boards left. This one and this one. Bishop d1. Well, you mean here? So instead of taking and letting me get that pawn, you want to go here, huh? That makes sense. That makes total sense, I agree. Yeah. Yeah, you found some fortress. I like it. I like your fortress. But you're also stuck, but actually I can enter. Bam, 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 bam. And then I see. Bishop b1? No, because you move the king, right? If I go here, you take there. So, you know. I can't just win it if I want to. Oh, looks like they actually played. This was actually played, guys. This is how the game went. I'm not sure if white has made the right kind of trades here, but at least the bishop doesn't reach this pawn anytime soon. But it will eventually. I like the idea the son Guico has suggested because it was holding the position this way. This way, black has pressure. Black is gonna force some trades. Wow, we got another game. That was a draw, but I mean, we expected this would be a draw. So after king g7, just a couple more moves are played, and a draw was agreed here. Makes sense, you know, equal position. And ooh la la! Oh my god! Oh my god! Let's see how we got that position. This is exciting. Queen d1. Yes, we expected this move. We saw that move. We did indeed. Queen c7. d6 first. Didn't rush to take the knight. And now he still didn't take it. Wow. This is one of those attacking games that deserves a brilliancy prize. Because, you know, like, a sacrifice and exchange in b1. Have the opportunity to take the knight, but you don't care about it. You only care about the mate. And you care about it being made. Okay, that's... Okay, so white won the queen, and now we'll eventually have a mate there. But I have the feeling... Yeah. So if black would have protected, probably now we can take. But here... Yeah, it doesn't matter. Wow. This was nice indeed. Tien Khan. This was nice indeed. Very, very well played by white. Very attackative, combinative. And everything worked out. That was pretty nice. You didn't go for your line, no. But your line was better. So you've done a good job at it. It's good. It's good. You should feel good about yourself for finding a good line. Now they are playing, and this is their second game of the day. They've been playing over the weekend, you know, it might not be so easy to find. He doesn't want a free knight. No, he wants a mate. Who cares about free knight when you can give a checkmate to the opponent? Nobody cares about a free knight. I don't see a move for white. I think this is gonna be over soon. Okay. A few more moves and that will be over. Okay, so are we thinking that black will be able to win this? What do you guys think? Wait, that cannot be good. Because after takes, this is super weak. Black wins in this one. I agree. Black wins in this one. But this one is unclear. This is still unclear because, yes, we have the bishop here, but I just don't see what we can do with this bishop. Knight in c5 is good. White never got to play c5. I think this game will end in a draw. They might play it on for a while, but it will eventually end in a draw. Okay. Okay, nice. So now he's gonna take the rook and black will resign. For sure. Okay, so let's just say we go king f2. What is black's winning plan? Do we go f4? Oh, guys, if we go f4, he has to go there, and no other moves. I can check you, and then, like, look at that, again. Oh, ay, 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 that trade must have not been very good. Okay, king f2 is a terrible move, but ooh, ooh, ooh. The power of the two bishops, remember that, the power of the two bishops, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. They restrict everything, and there's not so much you can do about it. Alright, so it looks like Aniket Shukla has won his game. That's pretty nice, and it's also, like, of course, a good result. What impressed me the most here was this idea. So first bishop a1. First bishop a1 was very nice because it just opens up the rook in b1. And then I like this maneuvering. Bishop f1, queen d1, double attack, the queen and the knight. And my favorite move of this game, after queen c7, d6. Well, maybe not this one. After queen c8, bishop g2. That's definitely my favorite move of the game because he can take the knight. You know, he would be winning. He has two pieces for rook and a pawn, and that would be, you know, pretty good because this rook doesn't do anything and hasn't done in a while. But guess what? No, he's like, I don't care about your knight. Bishop g2, keep your knight, because I'm actually going to go to take some material, and you won't be able to defend. You have the two rooks, but because they're crammed up, they haven't had the opportunity to get activated. White to control first, and the point is, you know, you can't go there because probably we just take the bishop. And if you go b8 or a8, we still take the bishop. It's a free bishop. Black doesn't have a way to stop us, and it's just crushing. So we got 2 games remaining, one of which... Oh, wait a second. Why did white go for g4? White is desperately trying to win. But you know, if you're desperately trying to win, you also risk of making more mistakes because I have no idea how he wants to stop queen h4. Maybe he thinks that if the queen gets there, then it will have to go back to protect the g7 pawn because there's a mate there. Maybe. Well, white's mate is not really, like, it's not really threatened, it's protected, right? You can't go too far? Okay, let's see. Okay, so let's see. Okay. I'm gonna go for this one. Okay. Queen h4, I agree. It doesn't do so much. I mean, it's just a check, and then I do kind of have to go back after king here. Maybe that was what he thought, that the check would do nothing, and if they go back, then they play king g3, and then everything is covered, no entrances, and he starts somehow marching those pawns. Maybe that's what he thought. But after the takes, I take here. Now my threat is queen h4. So, for example, if you take, okay, check, you need to try to go in a square where I'm not going to get your bishop with check. So let's say you go here. Thankfully, I got the knight. You thought the knight is not helping me with attack. Wrong. I tricked you. I did trick you. Ay, ay, ay. White is in difficulty now. That will not be good for International Master Pierrot. You will not be happy to lose another game. He will not be happy at all. This is pretty good. G4. G4, huh? Alright, we need to get the dark square bishop to win this pawn. Where do we get it to? I don't see a way. Maybe f4? Bishop f2 and bishop f6 or e4? Okay, bishop a6. It's actually very hard for me to come up with a move. Because you can't go king f2 because of that. Okay, so now he took his f4 was a threat. So maybe that was a mistake? Why didn't he go f4 first and then bishop there? You go somewhere and then bishop there. Okay, this endgame is probably winning, right? If we take, but we don't need to. We can probably just bring in the king. Okay, so wait, so he played bishop a5. What? No way! No way! What? Opposite color bishops, man! You were doing so much better! Why would you try to make a draw? I'm disappointed! I'm so disappointed! No! No way! Ah. See, this is my problem. This is my problem. I don't know how old Jacare is. I don't know, you know. But the thing is that, listen, play your game, play your position. Don't play your opponent who's, I don't know how many rating points higher than you. Why? Why are you playing your opponent? Play the board. Look, you have such a great position here. You got the bishop here. I mean, I don't know. I like f4. Just chase this bishop away. I don't know where it goes, but probably here, as I said. And yeah, sure, you could go bishop there and he comes, but don't take the knight. You don't want to get a draw. You're better. Why are you better here? You have the bishop pair. Your bishops are more active. White's king is stuck. It can be brought on this other side to defend. Yeah, trading is not bad. There's the thing. Trading in general is not, a bad thing. You have to think what you're trading, when you're trading, and towards what you're trading, right? Because if you're trading towards an equal position, opposite color bishop position, okay, that's gonna lead to a draw. If you're trading towards a king and pawn endgame, well, you gotta calculate that to see. But why are you rushing? You can go and take the knight anytime. Oh my god, I feel so bad for him. Because if he's gonna go back and look at it, what does the engine say? Let's see. In this position. -5. -5. What move does it say? It says bishop f6. Oh, I guess it wants to do that take and try to go for that one. That makes sense. Oh. Oh, it says my f4 move too. f4 here. And what did they say? I said bishop a5. This is pawn e4. Okay, so if you're gonna do that, okay, this is beautiful. This is nice to see actually. If you're gonna do that, trade everything bishop f6, you get that pawn, but these are same color bishop endgame, which is great because that means black is just gonna march their pawn up the board. You can't stop it. I'm feeling sad for him. I'm feeling so sad. What happened? Why would he go for this end game? I mean, probably now if you take, there's something going on. Knight c4. Bishop d4, maybe? No, there'll be after that bishop d3. So maybe there's something else. But going for this endgame is gonna be a draw. Okay, opposite color bishop. Endgame. Alright, well, one game left. It's not looking good. It is not looking good. Oh my god, black is on his way to win. What a move. g4. He overpushed to try to win, and it backfired. It backfired quite badly after g4. White's gonna get... Wait, let's see. Let's find it here. Here. You have to go bishop g2, because if you go... I'm sorry, king h1, mate in 2. Or, sorry, 3, whatever that was. Okay. Or 2. He missed, he needs to go queen e5. He needs to go queen e5 before g4. What does this move do? I mean, black can try to maybe active... Well, I guess it doesn't do anything. I'm not sure what your move does, but I guess we can see. Alright, so king g1. Bishop g2. Okay, it's over. Oh my goodness. g4 blunder. Big, big blunder. Just go back or something. Queen e5, queen d7. I don't know what this move does. Oh, that was my idea. Definitely not take that. Okay, something like this could work. But again, looking back, now you understand why you didn't want to allow black with that protected passed pawn, because that's really good for him, right? So bishop takes g4, and he resigned here. Probably because he saw bishop f3 and that mate is covered and this is an issue. And if you go queen d2, this knight probably comes into play. And you're gonna lose there. Oh, I feel for him. Wow, congratulations to Siddharth. I mean, he kept his cool, and in the end he took advantage of a big blunder by his opponent, and good job, 3.5. Or was Siddharth one of the players who had... Let me see how many points he had. He had 3, so he's on 4 points, actually. He's on 4 points. Okay, this game is still being played, but... Opposite color bishops. He's got an extra pawn, but he can't do anything about it. Oh, guys. Oh, guys. What a day it was. I really hope you guys enjoyed my commentary for this tournament. It was definitely very entertaining. Some of the games were really brilliant. We've seen some nice mates. We've seen we've seen blunders, we've seen misses, even by Zhu Zhanchao. I mean, there were a couple of things in this tournament that were quite interesting. I can show you guys while we're waiting for this game to end, because that will be over at some point soon. I mean, this was a pretty big miss that I did not expect that would be missed by some. I'm not trying to make him look bad. I just really love this. I really love this move, and I feel like I should show it again, because you guys, many of you came from the raid, so maybe you're new. But this was a moment that surprised me, that Black missed this cute idea with Bishop E1 check. You have to take nothing else, and then Rook D1 deflecting the Rook, and then taking the Queen. I mean, this was a pretty big miss that I did not expect. There are a few other misses in the tournament, but today, I guess this final round, there's some unexpected things. We saw that little cute trap here, which I was showing you. I was so proud of it because it's really cute. Here, Rook D1. If Black would have played this move, he did not. He went for Rook E8. But if he had played that, after Queen B6, Queen B2, brilliant move, double exclam, and just deflecting the queen from back rank or threatening mate, and there's no way for Black to defend. But Black didn't do that. He went Rook E8. The players played on a bit longer, and eventually they went on accepting draw. And then a big blunder here we saw in this game with that G4 in a pretty equal position. But this is a lesson, an important lesson if you're ever playing a pawn structure where you can get 4 pawns like that. It's important to play those kind of moves, especially if your pawns are more advanced than the opponents, because even if you trade everything, the whole point for white in these positions is to try to open the position, trade off everything, open and infiltrate with their pieces on the queen side. If you don't do that, you guys saw what happened. Black was the one who ended up with a pass pawn, and then it was hard to deal with that. And this made me the saddest today. I think this game where Black seems to be winning here. Yeah, definitely winning. -4. And to allow the trades of the bishops to go into an opposite color bishop endgame is saddening. And the game of the day, definitely game of the day. This one, it's not me who chooses the best game prizes. I'm not the one who chooses for the tournament, but I do hope that this game will be considered, because Aniket's creativity in this attack was just so brilliant. So it starts here, right? Yeah, it started here, where we have opposite side castling. White has already 2 open files on Black's king. Black did not manage to open anything. He has a bishop on the diagonal, but it does nothing. And there were 2 ideas here, and Aniket just came up with this one. I was suggesting to go on a positional approach, which, let's see what Deandra was saying. Yes, this was my idea. I was suggesting a positional approach to try to give up the pawn to blockade that diagonal and bring in the knight. And then go bishop g2, put pressure here, win that pawn, f7 is weak, b7 is weak, and take it slowly. And of course, if you would take like this, then we would capture, and then again we have bishop g2. But Aniket played bishop a1, and from here, I was impressed. D5, just exchange sack. He didn't care that he loses the exchange because he thought it's more important his pieces to be ready, coordinated to attack black's king. And he was totally right, because black only has a queen that protects, and you always want to have more pieces to protect. And queens are not that great of protectors in general, especially if they have to deal with minor pieces. And bishop f1, and here queen d1, nice move. But this move was not hard to find, right? Because it's a double attack. You know, obviously you're not going to trade queens, so you're just thinking about a good place to place your queen. But d6, and here's where I was impressed that he didn't take the knight. He could have, you know, it's free knight, he could have gotten it, and then he would have had 2 minor pieces for rook and a pawn. But instead he played bishop g2, and I just allowed black to regroup. I guess black could have played here, in which case he might have considered taking the knight, but he kind of gave black the chance. And you know, then he had rook takes b7, and then if you go there, there should be some kind of mate, right? We can just maybe bring in the queen so that we can mate, queen b8 mate or something like that, right? And after he won the queen, you know, after that the game just continued. Very nice coordination and assessment of the position. Well, this was certainly fun. I hope you guys enjoyed my commentary. I want to show you the standings. We don't know exactly the final standings because they haven't updated them yet, since the other games are still in progress, but the live boards have been updated. And we know that Grandmaster Zhu Chao won the tournament with 4.5 points, as he drew against Scott Raymer. Scott finishes shared second, because Joseph drew, so Siddharth is the one who won. So Siddharth won. So Siddharth is the only one who won from 3 points. Siddharth Singh and Scott Raymer finished second, shared second, and then the others, you know, 3 and below. Congratulations. I enjoy doing commentary. I enjoy being back on my own stream, because I've been kind of MIA for a while. I'll definitely be doing more commentary. My next one is going to be on US Chess page, on US Chess Twitch page, so you can follow them as well. I'm gonna give you guys the link. Let's get it. I think this is... Yes, so if you follow US Chess, you will be able to stay notified when we go live. Next week, I'll be doing commentary with FIDE Master Gauri Shankar in Atlanta for the middle school championship. And I'll definitely be back on my channel. I'll probably do some, you know, rating improvement, maybe some lessons, we'll see. But I also want to do more commentary. So if you know anyone who's interested in having me do commentary, don't hesitate to put us in touch. I'd love that. I appreciate all of you guys who came from Dina and stayed here throughout the remaining of the day for the games. I had a great time. Again, very thankful to the organizers of this edition of the Space Coast Open for having me here comment on the tournament. Some people I know were wondering why we're covering it. Why not? It's a good tournament, great prize funds, and this year it's a memorial. So I think people can learn from different players, different, you know, it doesn't have to be a top player for you to learn from them. As long as you try to understand what's going on, what things they're doing, what plans they're following, you can always learn things. You just need to be to have an open mind that there's always a possibility of improvement. Once again, I want to congratulate the winners, and yeah, I hope you guys had fun. I think I'm gonna take some rest. Been streaming for quite some time now, and with my dizziness, that did not look very good for me. I wasn't feeling too good today, but I'm glad I'm better now. So I'm gonna send you to Grandmaster Gatakamsky, and oh, why didn't copy? All right. Be aware of sneaky oversized pawns. Definitely. If there's something that you learned from today's stream, you know, it's wonderful. If you haven't followed yet before you leave, I'd appreciate it if you would. I also want to thank the people who have subscribed to my channel. It means a lot. It kind of gives me the motivation to come back to streaming. I had a very slow improvement in my channel, but I also wasn't very good at the way that I streamed. I didn't have like a straight, how to say, a schedule, a very good schedule. I always changed. I put other things first, but I'm working on getting a better one. So I appreciate all the support. But I wish you a wonderful rest of the Sunday. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Don't feel too stressed about the week, and yeah, have fun playing chess. Don't forget. Think long time how much you're improving, not just from today to tomorrow. And with that said,